This is Mahaf Gandhi here. You can laugh. It was raining, so I just put the scarf on because my hair just got all a mess. But I wanted to tell you some wonderful news. I went to the doctor yesterday, and it was just a routine appointment. And so my doctor left me a message. First of all, yesterday when I went, he says to me, "Oh my gosh, Medea, you healed yourself." I said, "If anything has happened to me, the Lord did it." "Oh, you've lost weight." Oh, praise the Lord. That's because I had to turn from my sinful ways. This is what I told the doctor. And so he said, "Well, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing?" So he said, "Well, the last time you were here," I said, "your cholesterol was up a little bit." I said, "Yeah, that's because I started eating meat." Now, what I noticed, I had been a vegetarian from 1990 up until 2010. And when my mother died, I decided, you're going to die anyway. The heck with all that. I'm going to eat meat. So I began to eat meat. And I think that was a part of the grieving process. For me, everybody grieves differently. And my cholesterol started going up, but I really wasn't worried about it because it started going up from a low point, if that makes any sense to you. It wasn't like it was high already. So I said, wow, eating meat really starts to raise your cholesterol. I said, wow, I wonder what would happen if I had been eating meat all along. Maybe my body, some people's bodies probably digest it well, but mine doesn't. I could always feel it even from the time I was a young lady. Younger. I'm still a young lady. But so I stopped. I started eating the meat. My cholesterol started going up. So he says to me, since I changed from my sinful ways by His grace, by the grace of God, my doctor says to me, "I bet your cholesterol has gone down." I said, "I bet it has." But in my journey of self improvement and self care and working on the inflammation in my body, I I didn't even think to worry about the cholesterol. Why would I? I just wanted to worry about the inflammation because when you give the body what it needs, the body's going to balance itself out. So you don't have to worry about all these numbers in my humble opinion. Now, if you have something a little more serious on board, it's probably recommended that you work with someone who really knows what they're doing. But I'm just working with the Lord. Okay, guys. So I wanted to tell you that because he says to me, he called me up, he left me a message. I was in a class. He said, your cholesterol went down by 20 points. Now, I've made these changes started, I would like to say the end of October, beginning of November for sure. And so that's November, December, January, February, March. That's 5 months. Went down 20 points. And I didn't start really exercising until I got my whole food thing together. I probably just started exercising in the past few weeks. So I just want to share my blessing with you and the goodness of God. Just trust God. Really, really trust Him and pray and seek Him, and He will open up doors for you and information. I have always believed that I have all the books I need in my house to be healthy. And you know how people, I don't know if any of you are really a book readers, but people really love books. They're always getting things and they got to get this one. Well, I like books about health and maybe about psychology, understanding man. Those probably are my two big topics, or headings, I should say. But I wanted to share with you another blessing I got today. You know how God fed Elijah through the ravens. And this morning, one of my students, the parent, she called me up on the phone and she said, Medea, I got some vegetables for you. And I thought, wow. Because she told me about there's a man here, I don't know where everybody lives, there's a man here in Philadelphia. She told me that in her neighborhood. He doesn't live in her neighborhood, but he has a farm and he brings fruits and vegetables and gives to that community. And so I said, wow, I gotta find it. I gotta go there. But I haven't had a chance. You know, she told me where it was. I couldn't figure it out. So I just left it alone. But I wanted to show you guys what she bought me today. Now, it was interesting. She bought me some squash, right? I mean, this is so wonderful. She bought me some squash, and I thought, you know, I wanted to try and figure out how to make my favorite raw food restaurant, Miss Beverly. She makes a mock tuna, and she uses squash. And I said, I gotta figure out how to make that. But I also like making squash soup. In fact, that's what I had planned to have for dinner tonight. But what's interesting about the Lord is that because of the schedule that I have, I was trying to figure out this is going to be a busy weekend for me. And how am I going to make it happen? Because I would need to get some food. And I said, oh gosh, I don't know how I'm going to make it happen. But the Lord made it happen. And I'm so, so grateful. So I have squash. I have butternut squash. I have regular squash. Now I can use this to make like spaghetti, you know, in that spiralizer thing. You put it in there. You put it in there like this. You cut this, and then you do like this. You turn it, and then it comes out like spaghetti or fettuccine. So that's a meal. Um, wow, Brussels sprouts. You guys see the Brussels sprouts? I thought, oh my gosh, super duper. Now, what I'm going to do with the Brussels sprouts, I am going to steam these. Because Brussels sprouts is a little tougher. I could shred it really fine and maybe use some sesame seed oil and do that, but I'm just gonna steam them. And then I have 3 tomatoes. Now I could make a tomato based soup, or I could add it to